Triumph with Lay It on the Line. What a classic, epic, great song from a great Canadian trio. This is a CVT lesson. CVT Guitar Lesson for Sarah. Hi, Sarah. You're like kind of a once a month CVT student, pretty much. This is in standard tuning. Rick Emmett, can't say enough good things about him, huh? I remember buying the albums. I couldn't wait for the classical piece because he always would throw a classical piece on each album. Now this song, he uses a 12 string and a 6 string. He's using two different chordal, what's the word I'm looking for? Inversions on this. So I had to pick one of them. He's got some phaser, reverb, different effects. So I wanted to kind of copy some of the effects to get it as close as I possibly can. He's finger picking, but you may want to start with a pick. I'm going to teach it with a pick, and then I'll explain briefly if you want to use fingers on it, how to go about it, okay? Comes in, at least off the upload that I use, which was Triumph Allied Forces, at 8 seconds, and it's off the official video. And here's what we're looking at. That's section 1, okay, and it's got the double dots. You know how they work with the repeats and stuff. He's doing another inversion down here. This is, to me, the one that stands out more. So we need, for our chord layout, we're going to need 12G, third finger, and 10D with the first finger. So that's just a power chord. And what he's doing is a lot of string skipping. So when he's playing it, you know, he's... Oops. Dang it. For me, I'd probably use 3 fingers. The thumb would handle the bass end. But let's do it with the pick. You'll get a little more volume, a little more treble attack with it. A, G, D, B, string skipping. Now, being that we're using a pick, I would pick in the direction of the next string coming up. So down, up, or down, up, rest. 12G, 13B, up, and then 12G. That's twice. And then the next one, it's pretty much the same. It's got the flatted 5th in it. So we're gonna keep everything down except go 11G. And of course we can lift our pinky at first. We're going to be bringing it back down. But all the strings are the same. A, G, D, B, rest, and then 11G, 13B, 11G. So you're either dealing with, those are your chord layouts. And then section 2 comes in, which is really like an intro solo at 19 seconds. I'm just going to keep the effects on it till we get to the distortion. And it sounds like this. That's the first run, and then... I'm blowing it here. I'm trying to memorize it instead of look at the tabs. So you can see the scale there's just descending, so. 7, hammer to 9 on the G. Move your hand back and go 7, 5, 7, 5. And then 4, 5, 4 on the G, so 5D twice, slide to 7. So now he doesn't have that much effects on this part, but I don't have my box to switch it. I have to go back there, which I'm going to in a second. 7A, That's going to ring out for a while, but this comes in at 27 seconds. And then after that, now start with your pinky. A lot of people get confused on that, but it depends on what the next note is, which finger you should use for something like this, which is going to be back this way, which is why we want to go pinky on 7A, 4, 5, 7 on D and G, 5, 7, 8, slide to 10 on the B, 7E, 8E, 10E twice, slide to 12. So do I have that slide? Yeah. Okay. Then you're back to the very beginning, section 1, 2 times. That comes in at 30 seconds. And then as he starts to trail off, we've got this. Oops. Cool stuff here. Now keep in mind, he's using a 12 string, so when he's playing it, you're getting the octave notes to these. So if it sounds a little more on the tinty side, that's because he's got a bassier end going with it. 2G, middle, 1B, first finger, go G, B, G, E, down, up, rest, and then B, G. That's our first chunk. Now all you got to do is lift your middle finger off and repeat G, B, G, E, but this time go B, G, B. Got that extra note. Oops, let me do it again. Then leave your index. Go middle 2E, third finger 2G. Awesome chord. And it's like an A minor with an F sharp bass. E, G, B, E, rest, B, G, B. 3B, 2G, you know this, it's a D2 chord. D, B, G, E, down, up, and then B, G, B. So hopefully you'll pick up on some of the patterns, because they are similar. F major, 3D, 2G, bar the first fret on the B and E string. And on this one, there's no rest. But there is string skipping. D, B, G, E. And then go D, B, G, B instead of E on the end. So it's almost a double of this, but the last note's different. Like I said, he's probably... Oops. Dang it. I'm screwing the last note up. Okay, then 5D. Excuse-moi. 3B. It's just a different way to play G major here. Go ahead and bar the third fret on the B and the E string. We need an open G, so angle that knuckle off the third finger, okay? And go D, B, G, B, E, B, G, open E. That open E is just a transition note to keep the progression flowing. Slow, it sounds like, huh? But it's in there. Here it is up to tempo. We have, dang it. Okay, so if we went from then we had from the F right into an A minor, 2D, 2G, 1B, strum from string 5 all the way down. Okay, and then we're gonna move into distortion, which I'm just gonna go to my standard reverb setting, which is called Saturate, number 11. And we're going to switch to distortion now. Now he has a lot of overdubs, just some harmonizing, I think, in thirds, some octaves and stuff. Real simple. Here's what you got. 5E comes in at 53 seconds, section 4. Turn the page over. So 5E, rest, slide it to the first fret. When you get over the first fret, then pick it. That's why you see the parentheses over the initial 1. Because you don't want to go. You pick when you get over it. Same concept. Slide up to 5, pick. You're just repeating it. So that's got double dots. Then 5, open 3, open 2, 5A. Okay, from there, too much reverb. Much better. Okay, then 1 on the E, 3, and 5. So I flipped the page, but I know it was. You'll hear this quick. Okay, let's break that down. This reminds me a little bit, there was a CVT I did for you not too long ago, and you wanted the drums over it. It had, you know what I'm talking about, the one that I did, I called it CVT extension. But anyways, fret hand muting, it's cool. It's in there. It's not super loud, but it is in there. F5, which is 1-3-E-A, twice down, and just relieve the pressure. And I like to drop these fingers in. Now I'm muting everything, but I'm going down, up, down, up. Basically the top 3 strings. If you hit 4, don't worry about it. If you hit 5, don't worry about it, but don't go. You know what I mean? Just kind of flow with it. Roll with it. This is section 5, by the way. 115 in. Same thing, but it's a G5. 3-5-E-A. Open A, 2D. Take your thumb, mute the low E. Do the same thing. And I'll take these fingers, watch. And I'll use these fingers to mute since this guy's over here. But I'm relieving the pressure off of the note. And that's twice. So, and then back to the beginning. This time, when you go to the A5, do it once. Once to me is, okay, because last time it was 2 times. Then go twice with a quick rest. And come in on the accent, 3-5-E-A. So I want you to hear that. I'm going to slow it down a little. Take it from the 3rd line. Coming in on the and. Okay, so from there we're moving on. We're back to the F5, same thing. G5, same thing. Back to F. Just let it ring. And then hit it once and rest. Alright? Solo number 1. Technically this is solo number 2. I'm gonna go do a little bit of delay. Solo reminds me a little bit of Jimmy Page. Some of the things that Rick Emmett did. So on this, it's a series of hammer pulls or trills, whatever you want to call them, at 134. We'll use whatever finger you want, index, middle, but pick the open G and hammer to 2 and just really quick. It's about 8 times. And then pick the 2. That's at 134. 137, I would use third finger for this. Here's why. We're going to bend it 1.5 steps, which is 3 frets. We're bending an A to a C. And it's hard to do that with one finger, so it's nice to have the strength of 2 or 3. It's your call. But here's, we want that note ringing in our ear so we can bend to it and go. And then pick the 2, vibrato. Except there's no pause until after. 139, little Jimmy Page sounding thing, he goes. Chromatic Descending Run on the B string, 8, 7, 6, 5. Start with your pinky, think of it as a finger exercise. It's kind of staccato, so 8, 7, G. So we have 5, 7, 7 on the G, bend. And then 5G vibrato. When you do that bend, Sarah, on the 7G, don't release it. Stop it with your pick. And then we go to the 5. I mean, you got to go back there to pick it anyways, is what I'm getting at. And you don't want to go. A lot of players struggle with that. Wow, down, not wow. 143 is our next one. This is where he finishes this solo off. And it sounds like this. 13B, middle finger. 15E, pinky, pull off to 12. And right back to 13B. Did I put a 12? Yeah, I got that right. And then bend the 15E a whole step. Picking's not really critical on that. If you would have repeated it, would. Section 6, 140.